Okay, here we have a Kaschper single in from the Pittsburgh area. Nathan, he's a friend of mine, friends. If that made any sense, I don't think so. But here we go. There's crack here and there, both directions. It's got tape on it. Cost is a big factor on this boat here. So I would say, I looked at the top end here and it would clean up pretty nicely. You could get it white again and get that scum off of it. But I would say to leave that stuff alone there, because to repair that, blend it, make it all look perfect again is pricey, and that's not hurting the performance of the boat at all. So there are some issues here with the seat deck, and some of them are minor, some of them are kind of major. So I don't think you can see it here, but there's a crack right where the seat deck meets the gunnel there, and there's a piece of aluminum or some metal under there that the owner put in there. You can see the rip right there to the right of the red, and then you can see here on the seam where that's cracked. So we're going to fix that, reinforce it for him. And then stern deck just is really just dirty. Didn't find anything, but once you wash stuff, that's when you really see it. And then some of the tape, the edge tape here is curling off. So we could do a little tiny little repair on that, retape it. I can see some of the tape is kind of lifting off, like right there. I don't know if I can get it in the glare or not. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so onto the hull here now, and unfortunately the force has not been with this boat. So the hull's kind of dirty. There's a couple little nicks in the paint. There's a pretty decent scratch right there. And again, when the boat is dirty like this, it's hard to find every little thing, but we can tell that it was painted here before. And this would clean up pretty nicely, but like right here, you can see that shaded area. That just might be real light coating of paint underneath something underneath it when it repairs, so got to be careful about trying to buff that stuff off. If it's spray paint, it'll just fly off. Then I'm gonna have to ask the owner if this is actually leaking, because it's pretty ugly looking here with all that silicone, and silicone will never stop a fin leak 98% of the time. You can see the tape curling off there. It's like that up on the bow section by the wash box. I forgot to point that out. And then you can see the fin, same thing over here. So I'm not sure if he's going to want us to address that or not, because getting silicone off is a chore at best, because there's no real true solvent that cuts through silicone. That's a pretty decent paint nick, chip, blah blah blah. Here we go, right here, that's a crush section. I thought it might correspond with the deck damage, but I didn't reach under to check yet. So we'll reach out to the owner, find out what he wants us to do on this guy, and get her back to Pittsburgh with the load of boats that's going back already.